Hello again, my name's Gabe Zollner. If anyone has any doubts that Democrats are insane, this should alleviate a lot of those doubts. Well, one of my friends that sends me an awful lot of information sent me a little information as it pertains to Colorado pot tax revenue. Far exceeds projections. And when you hear this, you'll understand why I said what I did at the beginning of this particular little video. Colorado legal marijuana Wednesday, the 19th of February 2014. The Colorado legal marijuana market is far exceeding tax expectations, according to a budget proposed released Wednesday by Governor John Hickenlooper. What a name, huh? That gives the first official estimate of how much the state expects to make from pot taxes. Now here's the part that's really interesting. The proposal outlines plans to spend some $99 million next fiscal year on substance abuse prevention, youth marijuana use prevention, and other priorities. Did you hear? I mean, okay, so now they're going to spend $99 million next year on substance abuse prevention after legalizing marijuana. Then he goes on to say the money would come from a statewide 10% sales tax on recreational pot, indicating Colorado's total sales next fiscal year will be near $1 billion. So they're going to be smoking $1 billion worth of marijuana in Colorado. Then he goes on to say, economic forecasters in Olympia predicted that the state's new legal recreation marijuana market will bring in nearly $190 million to state coffers over 4 years, starting in the mid-2015. Washington State sets budgets biannually. In Colorado, Hickenlooper proposed a list of 6 priorities for spending the pot sales taxes. Now this is totally nuts. The spending plan included $45.5 million for youth use prevention, $40.4 million for substance abuse treatment, and $12.4 million for public health. This sounds like Disneyland. The governor also proposed a $5.8 million 3-year statewide media campaign on marijuana use, presumably highlighting the drug's health risks. Okay? So they're going to highlight the drug's health risks, yet they're going to be making, I don't know, almost $1 billion in sales next year. He also proposes spending $7 million for an additional 105 beds in residential treatment centers for substance abuse disorders. Okay, so they're going to be making the drugs available so people can get loaded so they can go in and get treatment. Huh? He goes on to say this package represents a strong yet cautious first step for regulating pot. The governor wrote he had told lawmakers he'd be back with a more complete spending prediction later this year. Now, how can he say that this package represents a strong yet cautious first step for regulating pot? Where is there any kind of regulation? None. You go into a store, you buy it. The tax projections are rosier than those given to voters in 2012, when state fiscal projections on the marijuana legalization amendment would produce $39.5 million in sales taxes next fiscal year, which begins in July. Meanwhile, the Denver Post reported Wednesday that banks holding commercial loans on properties that lease to Colorado marijuana businesses say they don't plan to refinance those loans when they come due. Bankers say properly used as a collateral for those loans theoretically is subject to federal drug seizure laws, which makes the loans a risk. It's okay. Eric Holder's going to fix that. Yeah, no problem. Don't worry about it. That'll get fixed, just like he fixed the banks. Now, this is too much of a complete insane document. But it shows you how crazy these Democrats are. We're going to make $1 billion next year, or they're going to sell $1 billion. We're going to make $100 million. We're going to spend $99 million on rehab centers, on education as to why they shouldn't smoke marijuana. I mean, this guy's nuts. But that's what Democrats are. They're nuts, period. If you have any doubt, this should clear it up, should it not?